Yes, I had the opportunity of meeting him a couple of times during his visit to Japan, and in fact, I do plan to meet him in my upcoming visit also. It was a very brief meeting, but very nice, and I've also had meetings with Prime Minister Abe, especially for the world empowerment of women. That's a core initiative by him. So spoke in one of their meetings that with one of the cabinet diet members actually, and I think to me he seems to be a person who's so dynamic, and I really appreciate the current new strategy where he's trying to bring in professionals, because that's a big strength, in addition to having people in politics, but bringing in professionals into the administrative system actually will add strength. So I think the vision and the energy that he has is really something that I admire very much, and I'm looking forward to India in the next 5 to 10 years booming even better. I've had chances also to meet previous presidents like Pranab Mukherjee and Abdul Kalam, of course Pratibha Patil because of this. And Dr. Kalam was actually, he inaugurated the Congress I did in Mumbai in 2004, and it was a great experience because he's a scientist, and as a scientist inaugurating the Congress, he gave an excellent speech that just mesmerized everybody in the audience. All the international speakers were like completely blown out by his speech. He's talking about the genetic mapping and things like that, and I'm like, oh wow, they've never heard a president talk like that. So it was, but since then we became good friends, so I would always meet him every time I went to India. And one of the really touching experiences I had was post the 2011 earthquake. That was so nerve-wracking for all of us who were here. And I got a call from him. When the lines were jammed in the beginning, but I got a call from him. And that time he was already retired, and his assistant called me, says like, Dr. Ruby, Dr. Kalam would like to speak to you. Do you have, can you speak with? I said, of course. And I spoke with him for almost 20 minutes, and he was so concerned about the radioactivity and everything, and asking very, detailed questions about everything, the earthquake and the effects of it, and how we're managing, and even so concerned about me, saying that maybe you should come back now because if there's so much of radioactivity going on. I guess he's also thinking of other things like what happened in Russia, not knowing what at that time we didn't know what the situation was. So it was very touching to receive a call from him personally.